you mentioned Portlandia.
Yeah.
Was it a daunting idea to go from SNL to? I mean, you started Portlandia while you were still on SNL.
Yeah, I was still there.
And but to go do your own sketch comedy,
it was low pressure as well.
Oh, really?
Because it was IFC. It was like a little channel that. So it was a little bit like having a sort of
YouTube show or something.
It's the equivalent of that.
Yeah.
Right? And then also that it was with Carrie.
Yeah.
So because she's my old friend, it felt like, oh, let's just do this for fun and we'll get to hang out in Portland all summer.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like leaving SNL and now I have to do another NBC show. It wasn't that. That's like pressure.
Was she already living there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Still does.
Did you have to convince her to do a comedy show, or was she up
no.
for
We
it?
were the project itself was both of us.
Oh, I see.
I was friends with her, and as I got to know her, we're like, we should work on something together. And then the idea of a band just seems so cliche and we put out a record, and it's just something about it was like not interesting for either of us.
Yeah.
But we thought, like, what about Portland? Because that's where I would visit her.
Yeah.
What can we do with being here? And then we started doing the Feminist Bookstore and a couple other sketches. And then immediately we're like, this is something we can do.
Yeah, yeah. And also, I mean, that town is a really beautiful, fun, awesome town, but also really ripe for having a little bit of the air taken out of it,
And it was also my experience in different, even in parts of LA.
Yeah.
In Silver Lake
or
Brooklyn and stuff. This thing was happening
it's just
already.
It's an epicenter.
But that's an epicenter. Yeah, that's where it was devoid of other cities around it.
Yeah.
Whereas, Brooklyn had Manhattan, but there's something about Portland that was very sort of like an island of that.
Yeah.
And it's also the way we were living. I was attracted to that stuff anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Those cool bookstores and stuff.
How much of it was there some of the stuff that you kind of poked fun at about it that had a real kind of like, oh, come on, as opposed to like, I love this and it could take some gentle prodding? I mean, was there some of it that was really...
Oh, you mean like reactions from other people?
No, I mean, your feeling about, like pickling things.
Yeah.
Like, were you really like, it's fun that people are pickling things, or was there an aspect of, come on, enough with the pickling?
No, it was more like in the writer's room. Anything that resonated.
I see.
Like, oh, what can we do? I just feel like I'm seeing pickling a lot. Like it's just like jars of it in
artisanal pickles.
So let's just write the sketch.
Yeah.
The very first sketch was put a bird on it.
Yeah.
And that was Carrie's idea, where she's like, I noticed that any shop, even like chain stores, will have something with a bird on it to make it look a little more, I don't know.
Retro and homey. Yeah.
And so it was anything that resonated. So it was less of, oh, we're sick of this, and more like, oh, I think that is something that's happening everywhere.
That's a better way to do it too, because it's not, the way I suggest it is like, it's already kind of dead. You're already kind of looking back on something that's kind of grown beyond its, its necessary size.
Like Target is a good place to see. Like you'll see things in Target. That's when it's sort of jumped over to like those light bulbs. The very like, those new artisanal light bulbs you see where you see
that have tons of
now they're sort of everywhere.
Yeah. Fuck those light bulbs.
Yeah,